Good to see you, Jamie. Did Arteta give any update on the situation? I know Gary Cottrell asked him last week, does Mikel like Mikel? See what he did there. Did you ask him the same?
We've all tried asking him the same question, Vicky. We've all got pretty short shrift. You know what it's like. You've interviewed Mikel Arteta as well. He doesn't give too much away. He sort of straight bats any question when you ask about players who are currently from another club. And he pretty much did that with Mikel Merino as well. We understand it is pretty close. It would certainly improve Arsenal's squad. Another midfielder who likes to get in the ball, plays positive forward passes, a sort of box-to-box midfielder, but can drop a bit deeper as well. Very similar sort of player to Declan Rice, but could play alongside Declan Rice. We understand this deal is very, very close to completion, but until it is completed, Mikel Arteta is keeping his cards very close to his chest. Likewise, with Eddie Nketiah potentially leaving the club. We know there's interest from Nottingham Forest. That could well be something that happens over the weekend. But as things stand at the moment, neither deal has happened just yet. So when I asked Mikel Arteta about Mikel Merino, this was his response.
No, and you know that I cannot talk about any player that is not with us. There's still time in the market, both ways, for all the managers, for all the teams here, and you can tell how busy it's getting.
Can we assume it's something that is going to happen soon?
I don't assume. The full focus is on the players that we have at the moment, the big match that we have tomorrow against Aston Villa, and that's where we're at.
I think I'm going to get a similar answer, but I'm going to ask about Eddie Nketiah leaving the club as well, and there's interest from Nottingham Forest. Do you expect Eddie to go over the next week?
I expect Eddie to train with us today to be prepared for tomorrow, and that's it. And whatever happens, it will happen if it's good for everybody.
OK, so we didn't want to talk about that then. Let's move on to developments across London, because could he reunite with a very familiar face? Because we're hearing rumours about that today. What's the situation on that?
I think the answer is probably no. You refer, of course, to Raheem Sterling, who Mikel Arteta knows well from having been Pep Guardiola's assistant coach at Manchester City when Raheem Sterling was there. Obviously, lots of talk over this last week about Raheem Sterling clearly not part of Chelsea's plans. His number 7 shirt has been given away. And Mikel Arteta, well, if he doesn't usually talk about players from other clubs, he was very open to talking about Raheem Sterling. I don't think there's any possibility that Arsenal are going to sign him anytime soon, but certainly fair to say that Mikel Arteta is a huge admirer of Raheem Sterling.
No, I can talk with my time with Raheem that it was exceptional. I think we built a really strong relationship together. He was unbelievable at the time that we were together, and he taught me a lot as well about the individuals, how the players think, how we give them support and help them, and he's someone that I really have strong feelings about.
Look, Jamie, just finally, the biggest signing of the season arguably would be away from players. It would be about nailing Arteta to a new deal. Where are we with that? Because I think it expires at the end of this season, and Arsenal fans have got to be concerned about that.
Yeah, I don't imagine they're too concerned, because I think every time you hear Mikel Arteta speak, it's clear that he has a long-term project at this club, that he loves this club. He played here, of course, and he's done such an incredible job in transforming the fortunes of this club in a very short space of time. So I think he's got a clear plan of what he wants to do here. But you're right, Vicky, that this sort of contract renewal has been rumbling on for a long time now, and he hasn't given an awful lot away. You're seeing a theme here. He doesn't often give too much away, Mikel Arteta. He's kept his cards pretty close to his chest on that one. But today, for the first time, perhaps a clear indication that he will be signing a new contract. He says at the moment the full focus is on the transfer window, but once that does close, a week today, then they can sit down and talk about a new contract. And it seems from what he was saying, from sort of reading between the lines, that that contract can be resolved fairly swiftly.
The focus has been on the transfer window, and we had quite a lot of things to do and discuss, and we are on it, and we would take care of that in the right moment.
Is that one of those things when the window's done, you can then sort of sit down and have those talks?
Yeah.
Did you all look at the contract sort of next month? You've made
I didn't say next month, no? Did I say?
Well, when the window's closed,
Yeah,
so
okay.
I'm assuming September. Well, you've taken the club such a long way. You must be really excited by the idea of where you can go, not just this season, but in the years to come.
I am very grateful, first of all, for where I'm sitting and the people that I work with every single day, because it's really difficult to find that harmony, that trust, that belief, that same alignment in the vision, and it's something I always mention, and especially after, because I believe that we have an unbelievable still time ahead of us, and it's very excited, and I'm very excited about it.
So some positive news for Arsenal fans there, I would say. But for the moment, and Mikel Arteta said this many times in his press conference this morning, Vicky, full focus on tomorrow's game away at Villa Park. Aston Villa, the only side that beat Arsenal twice last season. When I asked him what were Villa able to work out against Arsenal that other sides didn't, what did you not quite work out against Villa? His answer was a very simple: they scored goals and we didn't score goals. That's the way he's looking at it, and he says that they've sort of analysed those games and he knows what they need to do tomorrow evening at a very tough place to go. Full of praise for Aston Villa as a side. He says they dominate every aspect of the game, and full of praise for his opposite number, the man he replaced here at Arsenal, Unai Emery, as well. Another of the 4 Basque managers in the Premier League now, and he gave a lovely answer when he spoke about there's something in the water in San Sebastian, that the Basque country produces these managers, and it was full of praise for how the likes of Unai Emery and Julen Lopetegui have been trailblazers for the younger Basque managers, the likes of himself and Andoni Iraola, to come to the Premier League now as well. So yeah, Unai Emery against Mikel Arteta, Aston Villa against Arsenal tomorrow. It's the 5:30 kickoff, of course, coverage at 5 o'clock on Sky Sports Premier League main event.
Yeah, it's going to be a brilliant game, isn't it? Thank you, Jamie, as always.